So my first interaction with jiu-jitsu, I recognized the benefit of constantly failing and coming back for more to get better.
Yeah.
But I always wondered, like a younger person, like my nephew does jiu-jitsu now, but I can't really have this conversation with him. So I want to ask you,
Yeah.
growing up around jiu-jitsu and experiencing that failure and that friction, because at some point you have to hit a wall to pass in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
did that feel growing up? Did you see it as, because you have this mentality, I like it. Did you see it as an
Yeah.
opportunity to grow?
Man, at the time I didn't even see as a, like I was a challenge, but I didn't see like as like let's say a wall exactly. I just saw
Okay.
like, man, what the hell? Why is it not working?
Mm,
Especially when I first came out here, I was competing in every single tournament that I could, trying to just train, trying to have some fun and everything.
mhm.
But I was always either losing on the first match or second match, and I was like to almost hate myself. Like, man, you're so stupid. You're not doing the same things you're doing in the gym.
Mhm.
You're putting the time, and then that's what I'm saying. Like Marcel would come to me like, you know what, Bono, calm down. Let's try again. Come down. Let's try again. And I was like, all right, let's try again. Let's try again. Until, man, I got to a point where I started winning. And then I started winning. I won all my division for the yellow belt division. And then I
Uh-huh.
started winning all the division for the orange belt division until we got to the blue belt when I started losing again, and I had to have that mindset again. Like, man, no, let's go, let's overcome this, and get over. And man, it's just something that you don't really grasp at first, but
Mhm.
then now looking back, I see like, all right, that's what it is. That's the mindset that you sometimes you need to have,
So
even when
so
it's
could
something outside the mats.
could you, for everybody listening, elaborate on that mindset? Because this
Sure.
is something that I myself hit that wall. It's in
Yeah.
competing. A lot of people, they train and they love jiu-jitsu. They go to their first competition, they get heartbroken because they don't get the
Yeah.
result that they were expecting, and they don't know what
Yeah.
went wrong because I'm training hard and I'm doing everything I need to do, but when I go to the competition, I fall short. Is there something in there, some wisdom you want to share with everybody?
Don't stop.
Mm.
Be
Okay,
patient.
I like
Give
it.
yourself
Yeah.
be patient with yourself. It's not about how many times you fall down, but how many times you stand up.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, if you don't hit the result that you like, or man, trying to fix whatever it is, maybe in your game, and maybe sometimes, man, I have lost fights because I simply wasn't just feeling well that day. I didn't want to be there. Like I was maybe a little bit nervous, maybe a bit anxious,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't think right. And man, you need to get yourself used to, like to, man, something's not working, change a little bit, try again. You know, there's no other way other than that. It's just really having patience with yourself. And man, the competition side of it for me was always more like of a test to see whether what I was doing is working or not.
To fine tune.
But the real work, like what the real wisdom becomes most of the time when you're in the classroom with your teammates,
Yes.
with your friends. And
Yeah.
that's when you really learn in the martial arts, because you're going to see a lot of the guys that know, man, maybe 1,000 techniques, 1,000 positions, but they
Yeah.
don't do 1,000 positions when they're fighting. They're going to have their game, which they're
That's
going
true.
to apply in the competition, but maybe when they're teaching or when they're around their friends, man, they're going to show like, no, let me show you something else. Let me show you something completely different from what maybe the guy do.
I like that. I
And
mean, like
that's it.
with this conversation of like competition and stuff, it pretty much sounds like a person's first experience in jiu-jitsu. First time you go with a white belt and you train in the gym, not in a competition, you get your ass kicked,
Yeah.
right? What am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Just
Yeah.
keep showing up and you
Yeah.
will get better. So competitions, keep showing up and you will get better,
Yeah.
But I think like on a larger picture is competing in jiu-jitsu is the tip of the iceberg. It's shiny, it's the one we all see, it's the gold medals, the guys on Instagram, but it's not jiu-jitsu. It's the 20% or the
Exactly.
10%, right?
Exactly. You said it all. It's not what we are doing every day in the week.
Yeah,
You don't, man, if you go hard the same way and go on competition, I'm sorry, man, you're not going to make far in jiu-jitsu.
absolutely.
If that's something that I learned, especially when it comes to ego, and all these emotions that you have when you're competing,
Hmm.
that I do advise everybody to go and feel them, because it's also important to learn them and learn
Mm.
about yourself as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Try it through your
Uh,
own experience.
Man,
Mm.
don't do that every day in the gym. If you lose for a guy, if you need to tap, and that's what I'm saying, man. That's the only way of learning. You need to show up, put in the work,
Mhm.
and there's no way around.